welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we are unpacking something absolutely monumental in the anime and manga world. If you've been following Asta and Yuno's journey, you know the recent news has sent absolute shockwaves through the community. So we're going to jump right into the details of this grand finale and, of course, the epic return of the anime to see exactly how this legendary series is bowing out.
11. I mean, think about that number. That is an incredibly impressive milestone in this industry. It represents the staggering 11-year run of what many, myself included, rightly consider one of the most underrated franchises in the shonen action fantasy space. After more than a decade of, rich world building, intense rivalries, and just sheer unfiltered willpower, Black Clover is officially reaching its climactic goodbye. It's so rare for a series to maintain its momentum for over a decade, but Yuki Tabate's creation has done exactly that.
Okay, let's dive into this, because to really contextualize the scale of this journey, we need to trace it back. It all started back on February 16, 2015, when the manga officially debuted in Weekly Shonen Jump. Then, boom, the original anime exploded onto our screens in 2017, completely bringing the magic to life. Fast forward a bit, through years of continuous serialization, and we see the manga shift to Jump Giga in 2023. And that brings us to the breaking news from the April 27, 2026 Jump Press broadcast, definitively confirming that 2026 is the year of the final climax. Seeing the whole history laid out like this really puts this impending finale into perspective.
So, the specific target date we've all been waiting for, it officially arrives in the spring 2026 issue of Jump Giga, hitting shelves on May 1st. And Shueisha definitely isn't just letting it slip quietly into the night. No way. Yuki Tabate's epic series is getting the premium treatment. This spring release of the magazine is going to feature a special, dedicated Black Clover cover alongside a gorgeous color spread to properly honor the series' historic send-off.
But guys, here is the absolute best part. And honestly, the reason the fandom is currently losing its collective mind. 3. This final magazine release isn't just going to drip-feed us a single chapter update to close things out. Oh no, it's going to be a massive, completely unprecedented drop of 3 entirely new chapters all at once to conclude the story. I mean, just imagine the pacing and the sheer volume of action we're going to get. Having the entire grand finale basically handed to you in one giant explosive package, it's a reader's dream.
And that brings us to the core stakes of our final battle. We've got Asta's sheer anti-magic grit clashing right against Yuno's phenomenal amplified magical prowess. These two boys were abandoned at the exact same church, but they grew up with wildly contrasting abilities. Yet they share that exact same lifelong dream of becoming the Wizard King. It's been building to this exact decisive showdown since day one, making this final confrontation just incredibly compelling. Now, to truly appreciate how we arrived at this climax, we kinda have to peek behind the curtain at the reality of the manga industry. Cranking out over 360 chapters is a monumental physical and creative feat, and the toll of maintaining a serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump, it's notoriously heavy. That's exactly why the series officially ended its mainline weekly run back on August 21st, 2023. The decision was made to transition the story to Shueisha's quarterly sister magazine, Jump Giga. And just to be clear, it wasn't about the story losing steam at all. It was entirely about the author's well-being and making sure the narrative kept its high quality.
You really see the human element behind the art here. The creator, Yuki Tabata, actually put out a statement saying, "The increasing demands of this schedule for a weekly serialization have been clashing more and more with my own situation as a manga author." He issued a really sincere apology to his readers for not being able to complete the serialization in the weekly magazine. So the crucial takeaway here is that this transfer allowed him to proceed with the climax in what he called a more optimal condition. It aligned with his personal health and his life as a writer, ultimately ensuring he could bring Black Clover to a successful conclusion without completely burning out.
All right, let's pivot away from the manga for a second because we have got some absolutely stellar news for the anime watchers out there. If you thought the manga's conclusion was the only big drop we were getting this year, think again. The long-awaited Season 2 of the anime, which was first revealed way back in July of 2025, is officially set to stream in 2026. And better yet, it's going to be available right on Crunchyroll for US viewers, as well as in other international regions, which means the entire global audience gets to experience this grand return together.
So why is this anime return such a seismic event? Well, 170. The original anime adaptation wrapped up after a colossal 170-episode run. To put that into perspective, that is a massive, multi-year investment of time and passion from both the animation studio, Studio Pierrot, and all the fans who tuned in week after week. And this new season? It's arriving a full 5 years after that original run concluded. Literally 5 years of waiting, hoping, and theorizing. The sheer scale of this comeback is historic for the anime community.
Giving up is never an option. You know that direct quote from the official series description? It perfectly, flawlessly captures the enduring spirit of this entire franchise as it crosses the finish line. It applies to Asta, who literally never let his lack of magic stop him. It applies to Yuno, constantly pushing his own prodigious limits. And honestly, most importantly, it applies to Yuki Tabata himself, who adapted to immense industry pressures and health demands just to ensure he finished his masterpiece on his own terms.
And you totally see that resilient spirit reflected right in the fan base. Let's rapid fire through some of these vibrant global community reactions we pulled from the broadcast announcement. We're seeing fans ecstatic online, anticipating that these 3 massive final chapters mean volumes 37, 38, actually make that 37, 38, and 39, might effectively culminate all at once. The hype isn't just local either. We're seeing high international engagement with commenters literally writing in from India, eagerly asking when the broadcast hits their country. Everywhere you look, users are posting eager countdowns for that summer 2026 anime release. It's such an incredibly bittersweet mix, you know? The community is buzzing with extreme hype for the ultimate showdown, but simultaneously feeling that deep sadness over officially saying goodbye.
So as we wrap up this explainer, we're really left staring at the ultimate question, aren't we? Who will ultimately wear the crown of the Wizard King? Will it be Asta, the boy with absolutely no magic who defied the very laws of their world? Or Yuno, the prodigy who pushed his phenomenal gifts to the absolute peak? The stakes for the 2026 finale literally cannot get any higher. Make sure you tune in this May to finally